Hello friends, it is Prelude Boy 99 and today I have another 1/18 scale Hot Wheels Back to the Future Super Elite DeLorean video. The last video I made was about the Chinese knockoff that never made it to America, and this one that I currently have is the one that I used to own a long time ago before I sold it to somebody. Luckily I was able to get a hold of it, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments if you do, and I'll see you later. Hello everybody, it is Prelude Boy 99 and today I got another Hot Wheels Ultimate Elite 1/18 scale video for you, and this is going to be the Back to the Future Time Machine. I've already talked about this, but I finally got my hands on my old one, and my goodness, there are huge differences between the defective and the perfect one that I have. Of course you guys aren't going to be able to tell from which is which, but I'm going to show you the good one and then I'm going to make some comparisons with my defective one. A quick recap for those who have not seen the previous video. I did a review on a 1/18 scale Hot Wheels Super Elite Ultimate Edition Back to the Future Time Machine, and essentially the huge issue was it didn't light up the way it's supposed to. The sequences were incorrect and there was a lot of quality issues, but it came with accessories, it did light up, so there were some pros and some cons. A lot of you guys in the comments section told me that you guys seen it as a definite buy because of all the accessories, making it from all the other movies. A lot of you guys are in the comments voiced your concern about buying these on eBay because they are floating around on eBay right now. Let's talk about the perfect one, the one that was supposed to be in America that everyone should have gotten. So this is my old one that I used to have years ago that worked perfectly. Again, on the surface you may not notice the differences between the defective one to this one, but as you can see, this thing is die-cast metal. It feels like actual stainless steel. The detail on this thing is absolutely fantastic. I think this is the best 1/18 scale model that's out there, and again, just giving you guys a look at the back and around the sides. This is die-cast metal, the body's die-cast metal. The only thing that is plastic are the wheels and the flux bands, which again is a lot of people have a problem with these flux bands being too thick and wide. I honestly don't care. So just by the surface level, this thing looks exactly the same as the previous one that I showed you. Again, this was my old one, so it has a little bit of wear and tear on the windshield, just some scratches. Not a big deal to me, but just looking into the interior of the car, if I can get a sweet spot. Again, this camera isn't very good at focusing, so I'm going to try my best to give you guys the goods. So I'm just going to zoom in there, and I'm just going to try letting it focus. If we can focus, the interior is almost identical to the defective one, except that the time circuits are a lot more legible than the previous version. There's a lot of wiring around the car. These wires are brighter than the older ones, so I'll do a comparison a little bit later. But yeah, this is just good. This is the car. I wish I had a turntable. I might get a turntable in the future. No pun intended. But this is my old one. So you guys are probably scratching your heads saying, well, I don't see how this one is any different from the one that you already have. Well, that may be true. On the surface level, it is identical. But this one has a lot more quality than the other one, and I will simply show you. So we're going to be in complete darkness for this. I'm going to start with the lights. I think the lights are the most obvious difference with this time DeLorean than my defective one. So I'm going to turn off the lights. We're going to be in the dark for a little bit. I'm going to show you what I mean on how different this is. So already when you open the door, the cockpit light is on, the interior dome. And of course when you open the door, it has those sound effects. So I'm going to hit the time circuits, which is inside the cockpit right here. And again, I apologize if it's just way too dark. So first difference, the Christmas tree lights are where they're supposed to be. They're at green. And if you look over here, if this thing can focus, The time circuits are the correct colors: red, green, and yellow. The dash is lit up, and so are the plutonium, which is right here. So let's input our time destination. All right, let's close the door. The driving sequence is correct. All right. The smoke sequence is also correct. So I'm just going to open the door. And there goes the plutonium. This is how it's originally supposed to be. Also, the hover conversion sequence is also correct. This also lights up, which is how it's supposed to be lit up. And when you go through the timing circuit sequence, it sounds like it's flying, like how it's supposed to. So I'm just going to go through the sequence real quick. Alright, so those are the sounds. So remember when I said that when you hold down the time circuits, it does a special feature? This one does the same thing. Everything lights up. Cool, the headlights, taillights, and this. I'm just going to gently close that. I am going to turn off the lights so you guys can have a better look. If you hold the button again, or if you just press the time circuits, everything turns off one by one. So, this car is absolutely amazing, just on its own without the accessories. I honestly regret selling this one, and I'm thankful that I was able to buy it back from the person I sold it from, because you can't find these anymore. It's almost impossible to find a better working time DeLorean, because again, most of the ones that are online on eBay, they are the defective models, which is, if I can just show you real quick, which is these. These are the defective models. It's hard for you to really tell the difference between the two, because again, they look identical. But since I've taken the time to analyze these and look them over, I was able to spot out some differences, which I will show you. So here we have the defective model, and as you can see, the paint scheme is a little bit different from the original one. It looks a lot lighter. It doesn't look as reflective as the stainless steel does in the movie. Also, the wiring on the side is also darker. The original one has brighter colors, and it looks a lot more reflective, and it seems like it has a lot more clear plastic. Aside from the cosmetic scratch from the defective one, the screw for the battery cover is larger than the original one. The original one is way more flush. Now we move on to the back. The license plate on the defective one has like these two circular dots on them. I don't know what that is supposed to be, but the original one is flat. which it looks a lot better in my opinion. The thruster stacks on the defective one looks pretty bad. I don't know if that's supposed to be weathering, but on the original one it looks a lot more detailed, where it looks like it's burn damage rather than just mud splattered on it. There's also wiring that seems to be a lot more packed in neatly in the original than it does in the defective one. The defective one is kind of all over the place, which in my head makes a little bit more sense because Doc Brown doesn't really seem to be like an organized person, but it's kind of an eyesore for me. Okay, so this is going to be the original component piece that belonged to the DeLorean. You see, you can just pull it off, and the backing is painted black, and it also has a stud for it to connect to the body. There's also like a little piece in the back of the DeLorean that is supposed to be for the first nuclear power plant DeLorean, and in the defective one that piece is like broken off and see, just not even painted at all, which is pretty disappointing. Those were the key differences between the defective model and the original model of the Hot Wheels 1/18 scale Super Elite DeLorean. If you guys enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you want to see more videos like this. This video is long overdue. I was supposed to have published it a while ago, but I decided why not now. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.